I condemn Russia's latest attack to civilian targets in Kiev, which also hit a diplomatic mission of the European Union. This shows how Russia has no intentions of ending this war. But thank you, dear Ursula, for your visit. It comes at a meaningful time, meaningful moment, as Finland marks 30 years of EU membership. Over these decades, we have deepened our European integration, and our membership has made Finland stronger and safer. Your presence here today is a powerful signal of the Commission's commitment to our security. Today, on the Gulf of Finland, we witnessed the expertise of the Finnish border guard in action. Together with our Baltic partners, we are successfully countering Russia's shadow fleet and safeguarding Europe's critical undersea infrastructure. It was a little over a year ago we stood together at Finland's eastern border, which is also the EU's and NATO's border. I want to thank you for the clear understanding you have shown regarding the protection of our external borders. That understanding is now reflected in the Commission's proposal for the next EU budget. Border funding for Finland will rise to 1.6 billion, 1 billion more than in the current period. This is an existential and very welcome step. The livelihood in eastern Finland are a crucial part of our whole of society approach of security. At the same time, we must continue to strengthen Europe's defence. The threat from Putin's Russia will not disappear, even if the fighting in Ukraine ends. Putin can't be trusted. Russia is already moving forces closer to Europe's eastern flank. Europe must respond with unity and resolve, making clear that we take our defence and security seriously. It is vital that NATO continues to grow stronger. I am often asked whether we Finns are afraid. My answer is clear. We are not afraid, we are prepared. We have always stood firm here, taking responsibility, preparing and building confidence in the future. This is why I am also glad to bring good news from Finland. After many, many difficult years, we have many positive signals finally from our economy. But it's not enough. We have to do more on European level. That is why we fully support the Commission's efforts to boost Europe's competitiveness, and Finland will contribute actively with our own proposals, as we have done. Increased investments in research and innovation, the clean transition and digitalisation are the right priorities. This morning, my government decided to support the Commission's 90% climate target for 2040. Finland's electrification and clean transition are advancing rapidly, backed by major new investment plans. We are also at the forefront on the digital economy. Finland is investing in data centers, developing quantum computing, bioeconomy solutions, telecom networks and artificial intelligence. Soon Finland will host one of the first European AI factories. Lumi, AI, it means snow. Finally, I want to underline my deep appreciation for our cooperation with the European Commission and with you personally, Ursula. Thank you once again. Let us continue this important work together. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Prime Minister, dear Petteri. Thank you for the very warm welcome to Helsinki and showing me the Turva. This ship, I think, is a powerful symbol of Finland's preparedness. As you just said, you are prepared. ready to deter threats and to defend European interests at sea. As you've described, Finland has always lived next to a dangerous and unpredictable neighbor. Putin has not changed. He is a predator. And it was impressive for me to hear that your border with Russia is 1,300 kilometers. But I want to reassure you and Finland that it is not only Finland's border. This border is also a European border, very clearly. And therefore, it's our shared responsibility to protect it. And that is why, in our proposal for the next modern EU budget, we are tripling investment in migration and border protection, indeed. And member states with a direct border with Russia and Belarus will receive additional EU funding, also to support the livelihood of the border regions, which is so important to invest there too. I also want to remind that cohesion policy will remain at the heart of our budget, and I can recommend to use the new flexibilities of the cohesion funding, not only for border protection, but also for the border regions, to develop the border regions. So we continue to support both border security and strong livelihood. Dear Petteri, the risks that Finland has warned about for years have now materialized. Russia's brutal war against Ukraine is now in its 4th year. It is obvious that Putin will not stop there. We had presentations today how Russia is probing the vulnerabilities of our infrastructure. We're seeing serious damage to our critical networks, such as the Estlink 2 power cable, for example. And the shadow fleet in the Baltic Sea is still fueling Russia's war economy. This was very impressive for me to see today, the facts and figures that you presented. And therefore, I see very clearly that we will have to step up our actions against the shadow fleet. I want to assure you that when Finland is tested, our whole union is tested. And that is why, as we continue to strengthen Ukraine's defense, we also take greater responsibility to strengthen our own defense. And this is the logic behind our new up to 800 billion euro defense industrial plan, to strengthen our own defense. And in this plan is the joint procurement instrument that we call SAFE, which is turva, as I've learned in Finnish. With SAFE, we are producing the capabilities that Europe needs most. So the emphasis with SAFE is on joint procurement. If you think about air and missile defense, if you think about drones or cyber defense, just to name a few. And of course, it also includes the work that we do together for the resilience of our critical infrastructure. The demand for common European investment is very obvious. 19 member states, and this includes Finland, have requested support under SAFE, and I'm very pleased to announce that we have reached full subscription of the instrument, so of the whole 150 billion euro, and this is a good sign. Many member states have indicated that they will also use the SAFE funding to support the Ukrainian defense industry. So this whole approach is a true European success, and we are on the right track. There's lots of work ahead of us, but we are on the right track. Dear Petteri, on top of this, you have asked for budget flexibility to boost defense spending under the National Escape Clause. Indeed, 15 member states have done the same. So this too shows the seriousness and the understanding of the sense of urgency that member states have. We are investing more. We are obviously investing together, and important, we are investing European. The objective remains robust collective preparedness. And here, as you just said, it's not only military preparedness, but it's a whole of society approach. as also is outlined very exemplary in the Niinistö report that is a guiding star for much of the work that we are doing. Now, to finish, we have more or less three main tasks or fields of work ahead of us. The first is indeed to keep up the spirit of urgency. This is hard work. And therefore, in October, we will take stock together in the European Council of where we are with the defense procurement in the European Union. So we will present a roadmap for Readiness 2030 that shows the defense gaps and how we intend to close them. The second task is indeed by 2030 to have significantly strengthened our defense capabilities and to have closed the gaps. And our third task, which is parallel a task, is that we will contribute to the security guarantees of Ukraine that have to be ironclad. This is also the reason why in the new modern EU budget we have tripled the funding for migration and border protection. We have proposed a five-fold increase in defense investment, and very important for Finland, we have proposed a tenfold increase in funding for military mobility. So it's high time for readiness. Thank you again for the invitation. It was extremely interesting to be here, and I'm looking forward to work together on these tasks.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. And we go into the questions, and the first one goes to Iltalehti.
Thank you. Lauri Nurmi from Iltalehti. A question for both of you. Russia has attacked on residential blocks, including EU's building in Kyiv. How you will respond to that? And first of all, my main question is the so-called peace process dead, gone with the missile attacks? What kind of concrete steps you will take to increase pressure on Russia, for example, in the next week? I would like to hear something concrete. Thank you very much.
Yes, indeed, it is outrageous what happened yesterday night, the attack on the diplomatic quarter. And it was the deadliest attack since July. And it proves again that Putin will stop at nothing, including attacking the representations not only of the European Union but also other countries. And indeed, we have to increase the pressure on Russia to come to the negotiation table. We're working together on the 19th sanction package. The 18th sanctions packages that we have launched are biting. You see the effects on the Russian economy. You see the attempts of circumvention of others. This is why we also have to renew our sanction packages. But we are working intensively together on the 19th sanctions package and, most importantly, unwavering support of Ukraine. So that is financial support, but it is also military support, and it is also, of course, the diplomatic support that we are giving to Ukraine. I'm deeply convinced that we have the long breath to make sure that at the very end there will be a just and lasting peace for Ukraine.
I agree with Ursula. I still want to repeat that this shows that Russia has no intentions of ending this war, stop killing. Putin does not care. He does not care the victims. They continue bombing Kyiv and other Ukrainian cities every day, every night. They are killing innocent people, civilians, hospitals, schools, etc. It's terrible. And we see it and understand this. It means that we have to work together even stronger to push him to the negotiation table. As Ursula mentioned, we need more sanctions, more military support to Ukraine, military security arrangements together with the US, which is crucial, and we need a strong, sustainable package how to continue the support and finance Ukraine army also in the future.
Thank you. The next question goes to Kauppalehti.
Madam President and Prime Minister Orpo, my name is Greta Karvala. I'm from Kauppalehti Business Media. I'm an EU correspondent in Brussels, but now on vacation. But, dear Ursula, how much did security concerns matter when EU agreed to an imbalanced trade deal with US? And I mean security concerns that US will continue to support Ukraine and stay with Europe.
So first of all, I very much welcome that President Trump is willing to engage in the security guarantees that we are building for Ukraine. When we had the visit in Washington, it was also clear that we are working together on an Article 5-like type of security guarantees. And here it was clear that the United States are willing to engage, and this is something that I really welcome. Besides that, we have secured a good trade deal. It's a good trade deal because it's certainly not perfect, but it's a good trade deal because if you look at the content, we have no stacking, so it's 15% and not on top like all the other deals have shown. So we are in the best starting position. And we are the only ones who, for example, have included in the 15% the pharmaceutical industry, or we have the car industry there. So if you look at the potential risks that we had faced and the positive outcome that is there, I think this is a good, as I said, not a perfect deal, but there is no linkage between the two.
But did the security situation matter when you decide that we take this deal?
For me, it was important that we have predictability and stability for our business and our economies, and that we find a solution that is manageable for both sides. And I think predictability and stability in these times, and you see in those regions where no deal is achieved but high tariffs are there, how advantageous it is to have the predictability, to have the stability, and to have the clarity between us, what the foundation is on which we are trading together, how valuable it is to have such a deal.
Thank you very much.
And first I want to thank you, Madam President, for your work and Commission's work to find a solution in trade between the US. I believe it was best possible deal. What we have at this moment, we did very good cooperation. We were very well informed all the time what is happening in negotiations, and for us it's very important that now we have a deal and we have balance in our economy. It was very important, and if we look what the situation between the US and many other countries at this moment in negotiations, we have to be happy.
Thank you very much. It's time to close the press conference. Have a very, very, very nice weekend, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot. Oliko joku, joka haluaisi kuulla jotakin yksityiskohtia siitä harjoituksesta tai näytöksestä?